Welcome to the Simply Vegan podcast from the team at Vegan Food and Living, the UK's best-selling vegan magazine. Each week we taste test the newest vegan products, discuss the latest vegan news, and speak to some of the leading names in veganism. We also answer your questions, so email us at simplyvegan@anthem.co.uk. Whether you're vegan for health, animals, or the planet, this is the number one place to come. Head to your platform of choice and like and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest episodes. You can also listen to us on your smart speaker or over on YouTube. And don't forget to leave us a review to help spread the word and help others on their plant-powered journey. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to episode 1 of season 5. If you're new to the show, I'm Holly Johnson. I was previously the editor of Simply Vegan magazine. Now I host the Simply Vegan podcast. I studied vegan nutrition and I've got a vegan dog and a vegan daughter. I'm really passionate about health and the planet and animals. I'm kind of the all-in vegan for all the reasons. My co-host is Molly Pickering.
Hello there, how are we doing? I'm Molly. I am the digital assistant for Vegan Food and Living. I've been vegan for coming up to 2 years now. I am ultimate foodie, even though I hate the word foodie, but we move. I love cooking, love trying new vegan recipes, and I am lucky enough to live in Bristol, the vegan capital of the world.
Well, we've got so many exciting things to talk about, to cram into the show. Let's get cracking. So first of all, we have some really exciting news. We're going to go to 2 shows a week, aren't we? So
woohoo, we're expanding.
Yeah. So we're going to give it a trial because it is World Vegan Month. So happy World Vegan Month, everyone. We're going to see how it goes, see what you think. Please do, make sure you drop us a line on social media or email us simplyvegan@anthem.co.uk and let us know what you think. Do you prefer the one longer show or do you like 2 shorter ones? So every Tuesday morning, we're going to have the news and our taste tests. And then every Thursday morning, we'll have our interview with a leading name in veganism. So it could be chefs. So we've got some amazing names coming up. So on Thursday this week, I'll be speaking to environmental activist Amber Nuttall live from COP26. She's co-founded the Extreme Hangout, which she's running in Glasgow for the next 2 weeks. We're also going to be speaking to Matthew Glover, who's founder of Veganuary and VFC, which is kind of like the vegan KFC, and just love them. And even Heather Small from M People. How exciting!
Oh my God, what?
I know.
I'm even shocked.
I know. I think I'm going to be a bit starstruck and nervous for that one. But she's been vegan for like 20 or 30 years, I think.
Oh my God,
yeah,
amazing.
So loads coming up this month. So stay tuned. But let's start off this episode with our taste test. We've been doing lots of eating as usual. First of all, we tried the Peter's Yard crackers, which are like hand-baked sourdough crisp breads or crackers and sourdough bites. They've got like a whole range of products, haven't they?
Delicious. So good.
Yeah, and perfect for obviously with Christmas coming up. Really good for
definitely.
your vegan cheese board, or if you have people around for like drinks and nibbles. Oh, I can't wait.
I know. I kind of just found myself just in the kitchen and just with a tub of hummus, and just 10 minutes later, I'm still going.
I know.
They're so delicious. And they're kind of not, obviously some crackers are like very heavy, but these ones were, because of sourdough, they're a nice little change.
The bites were my favorite. They're a bit like sort of healthy crisps, aren't they?
Yeah, they were delicious.
They're not cheap because they're like, I think they're like £2 a bag. You can get them on offer though for like £1.50, but yeah, a little bit pricey, but then you do pay more for sourdough, don't you? In general.
Yeah, exactly. It's a treat. It's Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. So you can find those in Waitrose, Sainsbury's and the Co-op. I think the other products are about £2.40. So yeah, good for snacking, which we love. Next, we taste tested a new pie from Pukka. I love this brand. It's kind of like quite nice, cheap, accessible products that they do, isn't it?
It's kind of iconic.
yeah, they are iconic. They've launched a vegan smoky cheddar flavour and onion pie, which hits shelves in Morrison's, I think this month, and then in Tesco from the 8th of November. And it's £1.89, but I know often they have them on offer for like £1, which is a bargain.
Yeah, and they're a big pie. Like it's you know, you could maybe, if you weren't kind of going to eat the whole one, I ate the whole one, let me just say this, but if you wanted to, you could share.
Yeah, if you had a smaller appetite or something.
Yeah.
What did you think of it? Because I've got to be honest, cheese and onion, and especially like a smoked cheese in a pie, I'm going to be honest and say I wasn't like that enthused about trying it. But
so
yeah. You go first. Let me tell us what you thought.
As you know, my relationship with vegan cheese is not the strongest. I will be the first to say that. So I was a bit skeptic on this one. However, it was actually really, really subtle, I found. I don't think, I said I ate a whole one. I don't think I'd be able to eat a whole one again, just because of my like preference and my taste. But it surprised me, and it was really lovely. And I'm just, I had loads of ketchup with it.
I smothered it in gravy.
Why did I do that?
Yeah, gravy with pie. That's with mash and veg. I don't know why. I was just thinking, I'm not sure about this, but actually I did really enjoy it, and I would definitely buy it again.
Yeah, definitely. It's very hearty, very wintry. You know, as we're coming into winter now, I think it's perfect for easy dinners.
Definitely perfect for the kids as well, if you've got them. If you're unfortunate enough to have them. I've just done 2 weeks of half term, so I might be feeling a bit jaded.
Get a drink.
Do you know what? I'm going to try and do November. I don't know if there's a thing for like
No Drink November.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I just made it up, but it should be.
Brilliant. New campaign. I'm going to try and do it because I just feel like since lockdown, you know, you kind of, sometimes it just creeps in a little bit more. And I just feel like I need a real break from it because I just need a bit of a clear head, I think. So yeah, wish me luck with that. Anyway, I'll keep you posted each week to let you know how I'm getting on. Yeah. Oh God. So obviously we've got Bonfire Night coming up. So we taste tested the Free From Fellows marshmallows, vegan marshmallows. I mean, what a world we live in right now. Because I don't want to say normal marshmallows. Other mainstream marshmallows contain gelatin,
yeah.
So which is like ground up animal bones, right?
I don't even know what it is. It's so bad. I think it is animal bones. I was trying to think of it the other day when I was just like, what are in marshmallows? Because you just don't even think that it could contain such a nasty ingredient.
Yeah.
But I was actually really excited about these. This is the first time that I've had marshmallows since going vegan, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So this was good for me. I love marshmallows.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to have some toasted marshmallows for like Bonfire Night and stuff, haven't you?
Yeah.
These are available in Sainsbury's, Holland and Barrett, and a load of other places. They are part of Bravura Foods, and I spoke to Lisa Gawthorne, who runs Bravura Foods. She's also a massive vegan athlete, massive as in highly successful, not extremely tall. And I spoke to her in episode 6 of season 3. If you want to go back and have a listen to her. So yeah, did you like these? Did you toast them?
Do you know what? I kind of wish I did, but me being the greedy girl that I am, I just kind of like ate one, and then within 10 minutes the bag was empty. I've got a bag left of the mini ones, and I am saving those for hot chocolates. Like that is what I'm going to do. Hot chocolates, and you can even get vegan whipped cream now. So that's what I'm going to have. But the bigger ones, they were delicious. The vanilla were really nice. Yeah,
so there's strawberry and there's vanilla, and then there's the pink and white minis, which like mixed up together. Well, next week we'll be trying loads more products. And during December, we're going to be doing a huge taste test of all the Christmas ranges. Molly has been extremely busy, you poor thing, contacting every single supermarket, telling them that we have to try their ranges because our listeners simply need to know which supermarket to go to for their centerpieces, their starters, their all of it, wine, desserts. There's just so many products out there.
It's crazy. I have never been so excited for Christmas in my whole life. This year is a good year. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, it was amazing last year doing all the Christmas taste tests, actually, all the cheese and the trifle, and it was just incredible. So
we've got some good stuff coming up.
Yay! So yeah, if you're interested in, the Christmas ranges, definitely keep listening. So should we talk about the news? Because there's an awful lot going on, isn't there? With World Vegan Month, we've got COP26 going on for the next 2 weeks. And like I said, on Thursday, I will be speaking to environmental activist Amber Nuttall, who is at COP26 at the moment.
Amazing.
It was a bit of a noisy recording, actually, when I spoke to her today.
That's good. We get them talking. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in the background. So there's obviously been a lot in the news about the fact that they're potentially not serving a fully plant-based menu because, as we know, or most of us know, eating a plant-based diet is one of the biggest ways. I think it's actually the biggest way, isn't it? That the Oxford study said it's the biggest impact we can have changing our diet
as an individual,
exactly. So it was a bit disappointing to see that they're serving a beef ramen.
I'm so happy that there is so much like noise and there's so much backing towards COP26. I feel like it's been what people have been talking about for months and months, which is so good to see, and I'm like really, really happy about it. But it's so frustrating when you see stuff like that, like a beef ramen on the menu. Like, who has thought this through? And it's all kind of I'm doing little quotation marks here with my hands. Sustainable Scottish beef. I mean, beef is a food with one of the highest footprints in terms of land use, water, methane emissions. So I don't think personally there's anything that exists that's you can call sustainable beef. However, there are some really positive things that they're serving. They've got Mara seaweed from Edinburgh. As we know, seaweed, and we've got a listener question actually coming up in a minute where we talk more about seaweed. It's one of the most sustainable foods on the planet. They're also serving local veg with a real focus on veg, which is great. Yeah. But they've still got meat on the menu, which I know we're a bit disappointed. But the Vegan Society are there. They're doing an outreach stand promoting their Plate Up for the Planet campaign, and they're doing virtual sessions. If you go to the ukcop26.org website, you can see kind of a rundown of what's going on. I mean, it's a bit mind-boggling, to be honest. I had a little scroll through today and it was like, whoa, there doesn't seem to be a lot about plant-based eating. Do you know what? This is what I was about to say. Like, it's just one of those sort of like head in hand moments. It's not even on the agenda, I don't think, is it? Last week, Moby did this sort of like video reaching out to the leaders of the event and just like questioning why it's not top of the agenda. I know that obviously you have like the Vegan Society and other people sort of like putting in campaigns and stuff at the event, but why are the leaders not talking about it? It's just so frustrating. Yeah, it really should be one of the top areas of discussion, in my opinion. But let's just hope Greta's there. She's she'll make a little bit of noise for us vegans and get Boris talking. Well, should we go on to our listener questions now? Let's go. So we've got, first of all, I mean, if you want to ask us anything, then please email us simplyvegan@anthem.co.uk. And some more exciting news, we also now have a resident team of experts who are going to be on hand to answer your questions, because myself and Molly are not trained nutritionists. We're very passionate vegans. We work in the field of veganism every single day. So obviously we have a lot of knowledge, but we're not doctors, we're not scientists. So we've got the plant-based health professionals on board. Absolutely amazing team. Please do check them out. Go over to the Plant-Based Health Professionals website and sign up, because we've had a number of them on the podcast over the last year.
and go back and have a listen to some of the episodes, because they're just, these are incredible. I don't know if they're all women. I think they might all be women.
That's even better.
Yeah. So we got Dr. Shireen Kassam, a King's College London doctor. She's founded I think it's the first of its kind vegan nutrition course for health professionals at Winchester University. We've got Dr. Laura Freeman, who co-founded Plant-Based Professionals with Shireen. And we've got nutritionist Dr. Layla Dagan and Rahini Bajakal. So anything you need to know, email us and we will put it to them and they will be answering your questions for you. So we had a question from Laura, who says she loves the show. Yay! Thank you, Laura.
Yay! I'm so glad.
Thank you. Please do leave us a review so that other people can kind of, think, oh, well, that, someone's left a good review. Definitely. I might be inspired to have a listen. Oh, I might actually maybe think about going vegan a little bit. So
we've had so many really good reviews in the last few months as well, which is so lovely to hear. Like, so many people just saying how we've just given them so much information, and just the fact that it's not too serious as well, which I think is really important.
Yeah, that's lucky for us, because we're not very good at being
anyway.
No, we're not good at being serious. But yeah, we appreciate every single comment and email and review that we get, and if you subscribe, if you like any of our social media channels, we are so appreciative. So thank you. Yes. But yeah, Laura says she found lots of useful info and treats to try as she tries to eat a more vegan diet. She was listening to another podcast the other day, which brought up issues of lectins being in legumes and grains, which can cause problems to the gut. She wondered if we had any information on this and how to minimize the effects they have. It mentioned they were quite bad in beans, and we had a bean lady on recently who might know more. Yes, so the bean lady was Amelia Christie Miller, episode 6 of series 4, if you'd like to listen back. It was a really interesting one, actually. She set up her own bean company, and I did come away thinking, I bloody love beans. I want to cook more beans. They're so good for us and so good for the planet.
I have really entered a bean phase right now, I feel. That sounds really strange. A bean phase. Not a phase. It's not a phase.
I'm a bean convert forever.
I am a bean convert. They're just so good. I forget that you can just create absolutely anything.
I know. I mean, you can make a dip. You can bake them. I just fried some butter beans up with some wild rice and a bit of smoked soy sauce for lunch, and had it with salad, which was really random but really tasty and really filling. So we have got Dr. Shireen Kassam to answer this for you, Laura. I think that it's to do with soaking, isn't it? So if you're soaking like beans and nuts and seeds and things, it does make them easier to digest. Okay. But let's have a listen to what Shireen had to say.
Hi everyone, my name's Dr. Shireen Kassam and I'm founder and director of Plant-Based Health Professionals and Plant-Based Health Online. Great question about lectins. It's a common worry that seems to have been propagated by a number of myths in the medical and popular literature. So lectins are a group of proteins that bind carbohydrates, and they're found in all plant foods as well as dairy, eggs, seafood, and yeast, but they're at particularly high levels in raw beans and whole grains. Now, of course, it is poisonous to eat raw beans, and this has particularly been reported with eating raw kidney beans, which are high in a particular type of lectin. But of course, we don't eat raw beans, and we know to cook them really well, and same with whole grains. And when you do so, these lectins are inactivated and don't cause a problem at all. In the plant kingdom, lectins are a form of defense against predators such as insects and fungi, which is really interesting to know. But when we cook raw beans or whole grains, they are inactivated within about 15 minutes. And we do have to consider that we know from large numbers of studies that eating whole grains, beans, are associated with some of the best health outcomes, with lower risk of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and overweight and obesity. So please don't worry about eating lectins. It's absolutely fine. Just remember to cook your beans and whole grains really well.
brilliant advice there from Shireen. So yeah, it's all about cooking your beans. However, it's worth noting that if you're eating tinned beans, you don't need to cook them for as long because they're already cooked and soaked. So the soaking helps them be more digestible, and the cooking gets rid of the lectins. The tinned ones are fine. You don't need to cook those for like 15 minutes. They're a few minutes is fine with those. So the second question we had this week was from Sarah, who says she really enjoys listening to our podcast. Thank you. Yay. Thank you to you too, Sarah. She loves eating nori sheets to make sure she's getting enough iodine. Brilliant. Iodine is really important in your diet. But she wants to know if it's actually sustainable, because the sheets she buys come with a little silica gel pack. Yes, I know those little buggers.
It's very frustrating, isn't it?
I know.
I don't know why they're there, but anyway, carry on.
Yeah, so she just wonders what the impact is for the environment of throwing away all these little sachets. Any ideas? So first of all, shall I have a little rant about seaweed, because I just think it's the most incredible thing ever.
Go, you go.
Yeah, seaweed is one of the most sustainable crops on the planet. It's highly nutritious. It's got iodine, protein, omega-3 fatty acids, B12, literally like all these different minerals. And it's, it's such a great replacement for fish, because fish are eating this and then you're getting that goodness through the fish. So cut out the middleman or the middle fish.
It's the whole argument for veganism.
I know.
Cut out the middleman, and
exactly.
Then you get all of the nutrients that these amazing animals are getting.
Yeah, plus the seaweed kind of it adds oxygen to water and sort of filters the seawater of like all the like agricultural runoff from the animal industry. It's a lot of it is grown in Japan. So basically, with sustainable eating, this is the way I look at it. So, okay, so I always think, what's literally the best way I could eat? So it would probably be to grow my own things in my garden. Okay, so that might be possible with, I don't know, maybe a few potatoes, strawberries, whatever. Is that going to be enough to sustain me and my family? No, it's not realistic. So what's the next best thing? Okay, so I get trying to order local food. I try and always go organic. And I think basically you've always just kind of got to do the best that you can, haven't you? Yeah. Because you can always do better, but it's, there are factors, cost. Obviously I can't grow seaweed in my back garden. There's always these different things. So it's sustainability is not something that's quite black and white. It's not something you can say it's sustainable, it's not sustainable. There's different levels. Even with different brands, you're going to have, a different level of sustainability. Yeah,
like you said, and I think it's a lot of pressure as well. I think a lot of people feel like I've got to do everything so perfectly, but the best way for me, and I think a lot of other people agree as well, is everyone doing a little bit imperfectly, or as much as they can, rather than a small amount of people doing it perfectly and then it not being sustainable for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So I know that a lot of the brands you buy in the supermarkets do have the silica gels in. I also know that some of them you can buy online are organic, and I don't think they do have them in. You looked into this, didn't you, Molly?
Yes, I did. So I have so many of these lying around my house. Basically, my boyfriend collects VHS tapes, and the silica gel packets, they dehydrate sort of like whatever it's in contact with. So he uses them to stop mold growing on his tapes. But I had a little look into them because, as you said, you look at them and you think, oh my God, so much plastic. What am I going to do with these?
Yeah.
But if you put them sort of in with like any razors, it prevents rust, any tools. It prevents sort of like oxidization. Is that the word? So if you've got a camera, you can store it in your camera to prevent obviously mold growing on the lens, and obviously with film as well, similar to what I was saying about the VHS tapes. Protects personal documents.
That's so cool. I did not know this.
Yeah, there's so many things that you can reuse them for, sort of in home. Use them to speed up the process of drying flowers.
Wow.
Crazy.
Okay.
I know. So don't throw them away.
Yeah, that's such a good tip, Molly. Thank you. Well, that brings us to the end of episode 1, series 5. We'll be back on Thursday morning when I'll be speaking to Amber Nuttall, the environmental activist who is at COP26. Thank you so much for listening. And in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe.